Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting160EN Podcast, podcast 135. An eventful one. It's been about like a week and a half since we did a last one. So a lot to talk about. Let's jump right into it. Of course, you can follow me at Danny Saldanha _ on Twitter. And I'm also joined by my boy Christian. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, man. Like you said, it's been like a week and a half since our last pod. A couple of games, couple events. It'll be good to kind of summarize it all in the little pre-Christmas episode. Let's get into it.
Facts. Sam couldn't join us today. He's feeling a little under the weather after getting the poke. But
he was feeling a little. He said he was feeling a little sick yesterday because he had a positive test in his office. So our man might be Omicron, but
facts.
Prayers up.
Give him a follow just because he might be a Marion right now. All right,
let's boosted though. He got his booster today though, so.
Which is good. Yeah.
Good.
Let's. You know what? I actually already fucked up on not having the questions up. Here we go. So let's grab these questions on Twitter. Quite a few responses today, which I love. It's been a while since we've gotten this amount of questions. So please, guys, continue on the next one. So first question comes in from our boy Paul Rodriguez at Paul J Rod. Hey guys, who is your player of the year for all of 2021? Any positions you'd like to see addressed in the January transfer window? Christian, take that away, dude.
So is this season 21-22 or calendar year 2021?
I think it's the calendar 2021.
Okay.
I think. That's how I'm reading it.
I feel like the calendar year, I'm going to have to go Coates with honorable mention to probably Adan. And you can make a case for a couple others. Mateus Nunes, Belinga are also honorable mentions. But yeah, that's my answer.
Fair. I was actually leaning. You're right. I think Coates deserves it, actually. But I was thinking Pot. Top goal scorer.
Yeah, of course, Pot too.
Champions League goal scorer, top goal scorer too, right? Or is he tied with Paulinho?
I think they both have 3. Yeah.
Fair. Anyways, yeah, but Coates I think is the best shout. Any positions you'd like to see addressed? They're rumored for a center back, but I don't know if that's the most pressing issue right now.
Yeah, center back. You don't find out how thin you are until you lose 2 guys to COVID. You know, that's the type of thing. But yeah, I mean, we have depth at a lot of positions. Obviously, up top, we're still thin. He's been using like Jenny Katamo as a bench option, but hasn't put him in yet. When he gets thin on the wings. Yeah.
They were also rumored to like be playing that other kid. What's that other kid's name? I feel like it's something Fernandes, also a striker.
He was also on the bench for the Penafiel game. The 16-year-old, he didn't play though.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's another one that I was thinking of. What's his name?
It's like Rodrigo something.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
there you go. Rodrigo Ribeiro. Yeah, I agree. Center back or maybe striker, I think. All right, next question comes in from our guy Nuno Gabriel at Cativilens.
Shout out, Lauren. Appreciate the compliment. And also, it is on the docket for later this evening. But the conspiracy, it's still on, by the way. For those keeping track at home, where is he? Do we have proof of life?
Who is the other one that we used to meme about, whether he was alive or not?
Miguel Luis,
right?
Oh,
and Miguel Luis. That's what it was. Miguel Luis. Is Miguel Luis still alive? Who knows? I haven't seen him in Guimarães.
He's made a couple appearances.
Yeah, he also made a handful of. I think he appears at least like once every other month, just so people know that he's good. He's not missing. You know.
Yeah.
Next question comes in from our guy Nuno Gabriel. He asks, "What is your guys' opinion on Gonçalo Esteves, based on the 2 games he's played so far for us in a row?" Not counting the UCL game because that was a different situation. Thoughts on the 17-year-olds, Chris? 17-year-old, not year-olds.
I mean, he's honestly had officially now like that. We were down 2 outside backs. He had to really step in, and it wasn't just in a cup game or League Cup game. league game. I mean, he's impressed me. He's played well for the youth league. He's played well for the B team. He's played well for the seniors. I mean, the kid's clearly really, really good. It seems like he's got to be older or something. Also, I wasn't impressed with him that wearing the blue headband the one game. It's like, is that your hairband from when you were at Porto, dude? No one can hook this guy up with a new like €6 headband.
Facts.
Oh, at least a white one if you don't want the green one.
I seen a bunch of memes coming.
That's my only complaint about him.
Agreed. Come on, man. You got to forget those roots. I agree. Next question comes in from our guy Steph at Lion01 JUL 1906. If you could swap just one of our players with SLB and FCP, who would it be? So one player from, I guess, each team.
Wait, so I gotta ship someone out? I'll ship out Jovan and I'll take Luis Diaz.
I was gonna say, if not Jovan, I'll ship out either Jovan or Tabata, and I love Tabata, but for Luis Diaz every day of the week, bro.
I guess I would ship out Thiago Tomas and take Darwin, right? Or is that illegal? Does it have to be like a starter?
If it has to be like another like kid, I'll even swap out Tete for Gonçalo Ramos.
Oh, okay.
Controversial, I know.
Interesting. I've never really thought of it. I've never really thought of this type of question before. Yeah.
Agree. Steph, man.
Intriguing.
Making us think about the enemy, Mel. I'll probably switch Weigl out for Pelinga because he's the better midfielder, you know? Jokes. Next question from Steph. He says, at the end of the season, how much will you be willing to pay to keep Ruben Amorim? I guess in terms of a contract extension, I'm throwing the kitchen sink at it. What's on the budget? And that's what we're giving him.
Do we know what his salary is at right now?
I have no idea.
Didn't he get a renewal, or was there only chatter of it?
Only chatter. It hasn't been official yet.
Okay.
But he keeps flirting with the idea, because there was a press conference maybe a month ago where he said he was talking about people's renewals. I think it was after Pelinga's renewal. And he was saying that Ruben Amorim, he himself wants to be next. So he does flirt with it. So who knows?
Yeah, no, it seems like all his posturing publicly is indicating that he's want to stay. He's, not even entertained the idea of, what was it, the Leipzig job when it came up. I'm sure more will come up. I mean, he at least from our perspective, he's done all the right things to convince us that we think he actually wants to stay. But at the end of the day, let's just say we give him the Jorge Jesus salary, which was what? It was like $5 million clean, right? Or something like that. $6 million clean, somewhere in there. It's not like the Man Cities of the world, the Man U's of the world, the Juves of the world can't just match that or more, So
yeah, agreed. It's a tough situation.
At the end of the day, I think it just comes down to his willingness, Yeah. We can give him another mil or two, right? But I think it's at the end of the day, it's up to him, right? And then when it's time to go, he'll make that decision because he'll have the opportunity. He'll know when he wants to make the jump.
The thing is, I hope that we stick by this the buyout clause, because what is it, 20 million or 30 million for him?
See, I think it was 20, but did it go up when he might have renewed? I think it's 30. It did 20 or 30. I guess if someone wants to pay us 30 mil for him.
Yeah, exactly. Which, if United are really that interested in him, and they're the ones that think, because, they're building that whole project thing. They're the ones that they do believe that Amorim will take them to the promised land, which, by all indication, he might. Am I lagging or am I good?
No, you're good.
I'm good. So if by all means, if they really do believe that he's the man for the project, maybe they'll pay that 20-30 mil. Who knows? But they did also lowball us with Bruno, so it's tough to say. Just extend that, even if we keep the same buyout clause. I'm saying whatever, just extend it for a few more years so we can at least still charge that to somebody, Next question. Last question comes in from Nuno Gabriel. He asks, what is everyone's opinion on the possible PK call against us? Did the ball hit Mateus Reis' arm or back? To me, it kind of looks like the arm, to be honest, but tough to tell. Let me just say what Rui thinks. The real Alf Coates Murim Palinha Campeão Kerensky says. He's saying it's hard to tell where it hits. His arm is moving naturally to break the fall. According to the VAR rules, there's only intervention when there's a clear mistake by the team on the pitch, and that doesn't seem to be the case. Like you said, it's hard to tell. Let me quickly transition to the Gil Vicente lineup, and then we'll attack that, and we'll attack the game as it is. Where is it? Here it is.
I can honestly say I watched this probably like 20 times. The more you watch it, the more you think it hits him in the ass. I will say that.
There's two different angles. There's one angle where it clearly looks like it hits him in the ass, and there's another angle that's like debatable, but it's not the greatest angle to tell. So it's tough on I don't know how to call that, to be honest.
I think they made the right call.
I agree, but it's only because like we've constantly said here, like you've constantly said here, it's like football, the call on the field stands because there's no conclusive evidence that it was a handball,
Even if they called that a handball, I think that there's low-key enough evidence to overturn that. I don't think it hits his arm, because if it hits his arm, it would do something, because like your arm is not like your back. Like you can get hit in your back and like your back doesn't like flinch as much, If you get hit in the arm and your arm's like extended, your arm's going to like move a little bit. And I don't see that. And that's why I don't think it hits his arm. Because if if it did, it would move his arm more. It's like full play. It's a full strength shot, The guy's ripping it as hard as he can. He's 10 yards away. Like it's going to, unless he's like the got arms of steel or something, right? It's going to move his arm a little bit. So I'm pretty sure that it doesn't hit his arm, like relatively certain.
Yeah, I agree there. But anyway, so the lineup was we had Adan in net, Neto who got a red, Coates Inácio with Esteves starting and Mateus Reis on the left, Ugarte, Mateus Nunes, Sarabia, Paulinho, and Pot. Sarabia coming off for Nuno Santos. Sarabia looking pissed, by the way. And then João Palhinha coming back from injury for Ugarte, and Bragança coming in and actually scoring his first goal for Sporting, if I'm not mistaken. So Christian, take it away, dude. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, you could tell Bragança was hyped, even though it was the 3-0 in the 90th minute. He didn't care.
Yeah.
I feel like, I thought the same when he scored. I was like, wow, has he ever actually scored? He's almost scored a couple times.
I think that's why he celebrated like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this game was really weird. Obviously, the beginning was weird. 2 red cards, really uncharacteristic of Neto to just lash out like that. We follow this stuff pretty closely. Like I don't know if you have seen any explanation as to that,
Nothing.
like what the guy said, what provoked it, like or anything. So I have no idea. That's a really weird thing. I mean, I'm assuming he must have said something or something must have happened. You don't just randomly do that, and if you do, then damn, my man really snapped.
I'm gonna be honest. Even on the angles, I don't even think Neto makes contact with them like that. But
there's another. It's like there's not a lot of angles, but like on a potential aggression like that, they're gonna lean more on the heavy-handed side, especially an off-the-ball aggression. I mean, and to be fair, I thought that they got the red card correct on the
Gil Vicente tackle.
Gil Vicente, yeah.
Very reminiscent.
There's so much VAR, so much stoppage, and then they only gave +7.
And you know what?
Realistically, they should have been like +13.
That red card from Gil Vicente reminds me of that tackle like maybe 5 years ago now that Renato did on Brian Ruiz. So glad to have VAR now to make those fucking red call decisions, because we almost got fucked twice now because he initially handed out a yellow for that.
Yeah. Bad tackle. And then obviously it just seemed like one of those games that could potentially get like out of control, could go either way. If they get a goal and then they pack it in, like it gets sketchy. But we got the benefit of them not really capitalizing on their chances that broke for them. Adan wasn't really called into extreme action that many times, but he did obviously. Like any shot that's like, you know, right in his like zone right here, like he's gonna always fucking save it. And so he did what he needed to do. Saved the ones that were right at him. They didn't really do much. We missed a couple chances. Paul missed a couple chances, and then obviously missed the PK as well, which was the best chance of the half. Unfortunate situation there. Their goal.
What were
was
your thoughts
kind of
on the penalty itself? Because I thought that was even harsh, the call.
I think it's harsh because, like, you have to take into like context, right? Like, if you just think about it, like, oh, like the ball's gone and he kicks him. It's like, yeah, I mean, that is technically what happened, but it's like, the ball's been gone for so long. It's like, is that even considered a tackle? Would that be called other places? I don't know. I think in the end, it is probably the right call. It's just like reckless to be swinging like that. But for that guy, it is unlucky. It's caught on camera. It looks bad. When you slow it down, it looks even worse.
I have to just rewatch that now. Yeah, clear penalty. Actually, now that I see that again, he's just
it
too late.
Sucks because it's not really a tackle. I don't think it's like when you're trying to kick for the ball, and it's just like your backswing of the guy getting there first of your attempted kick is what's kicking him, not really a tackle. So it is more unlucky in that sense. But yeah, you gotta call it, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
But I mean, yeah, I thought that this game could have been a lot more difficult. And this game could have been a lot crazier. I guess when we play here, just weird shit happens, right? Is this the new Tondela, bro?
I guess. No, not really, though, because Gil Vicente, we've been
getting results, but the games are always so weird. Yeah, and in the end, we ended up battering them 3-0. But, like, it helps to get a banger deflection from Nunes right at the start of the second half to go up 1-0 right away. We were messaging in the group chat. We thought like instantly right after it left his foot and it went in, like banger. We see the deflection then. It is kind of lucky, but Nunes is in good form. Yeah. Justified his substitution. Justified sacrificing Sarabia because of the red. And he, that's got to be his goal. On the second goal though, Pot. The man of the hour who missed like over 1 expected goals over the course of this game. The shot that he takes after watching this one many times, I'm now convinced of this as well. Pot's shot is not going in. Ignacio, who's trying to get out of the way, it like hits the back of his heels a little bit and changes the trajectory and it goes in. That would have been another chance that Pot would have missed in this game if it wasn't for Ignacio, because that wasn't going to go in. Yeah. So you can see how we're getting the fortune of the game while being the better team, while being on top. You know, obviously if these things break differently, maybe it's different. But yeah, it was in the end relatively convincing. We were obviously on top the whole game. Our man Bragança was able to put on a 7.9 in like 15 minutes.
Insane.
Magico. Yeah, this was it was surprisingly not sketchier than I thought it was going to be based on how the first half went.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to say anything that you just said. My only thing on that Bragança goal, and another one who I think is actually on red hot form, even though he didn't.
Paulinho went beast mode on that goal, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. I think Paulinho is also on red hot form.
2010 with that shit, bro.
My guy went for took the wing like he was a winger, beat my man for pace, backflicked it, I should say. You know, passing it, just laying it off to Bragança while everybody's worried about Pot getting the goal off. Nasty. Paul Mágico is what I'm going to start calling him too, bro. Nothing else to say more on this game. Man of the match, who do you think? You going with Bragança too? Or Nunes Santos? Substitution boys?
Yeah. Shout out to their goalie, who's like family. All 20 of them were like there from Slovenia to watch him play. Played well, made some big saves, saved a PK. In the end, not heroic enough.
7.1. Sorry, who did you give it to? Bragança?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with.
Did I freeze?
No, you're good. You're good. I'll also go with the bench mob, but I'll go with Nuno Santos. That was a banger of a goal, and he just had his second kid, if I'm not mistaken. So, shout out Nuno Santos. That ball spot, though. Let's say, man, that crown. I think it's getting.
He's been doing the comb over to cover it up for like years now.
But like, it's getting bad now, bro. I feel like the bald spot's growing, bro.
It depends how good his haircut is. He's had good ones where it looks like really covered. That's true. He's also had bad ones. True.
I was gonna. You didn't play with Balassi. I was gonna say maybe it's time to get a visit to Balassi and go out to Turkey and repair that, bro. You know, but they didn't play together, bro. Anyways, let's quickly touch on the Penafiel game. I actually didn't watch this, so I'll be silent on this one. So take it away, Chris. But our 11 was João Virginia, Luís Neto, Coates, Matheus Reis, Esteves, and Nuno Santos. Defense with our midfield of Ugarte and Bragança, front three of Tabata, Tiago Tomás, and Pablo Sarabia. From Penafiel, the only big thing is no Bruno Cesar. Do you know why? By chance?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Joke.
Ronaldo Tavares, though, he's a former academy player, so
he was running around out there a little bit, doing some stuff. He had a half chance.
Yeah, thoughts on this game, dude?
Yeah, I mean, this game kind of had a festa da taça type of vibe to it, if you will. Sporting hasn't played there in, I think it was like 8 years or something. Obviously, Penafiel has been in the first division in a while, so it's not that often that Sporting's going to Penafiel. So obviously, like, all the kids and stuff are excited there. And after the game, you got to see like some nice scenes. With like kids running on the field, etc., to get like autographs and stuff. So yeah, I mean, that was kind of the vibe the whole game. Sporting didn't really, in the end, do enough to finish off the result and make it more comfortable in the end for like because obviously if you're only up 1-0, no matter how bad the other teams played, in the last 5 minutes, like, they're gonna like get fired up and be pushing numbers, and you know, like, obviously if the wrong thing happens, you can undo 90 minutes of good work. But we were always on top. They were always sitting back, looking to just counter. Obviously, they lacked quality because to be fair, like, it seemed like they had their team rotated as well. Obviously, like, this isn't a priority for them. They're already eliminated at this from this competition. Like, the goalies are flipped, etc. Like, it's not like they're trying to go all out for anything in this game either. So yeah, it was always ours. It was always ours to fuck up. Yeah, I think the only thing that we need to, I guess, shout out is just like individual performances. Obviously, shout out to Tiago Tomás breaking his goalless drought. That's good. I thought Tabata played well outside of his reckless second challenge to get sent off. Like, I thought Tabata was actually playing pretty well. He was like one of the focal points offensively. Coates commanded the back, even though Virginia was in net and is like definitely more sus when dealing with any sort of sus type of danger situation than Adan. I felt comfortable because Coates was there, and Coates, you know, nailed it down a couple times. Esteves lacked a little bit of quality in this game, but he was definitely like up and down the touchline, very active, very involved. Like, it's probably like a 6.1 game for him, but you know, if the end quality is there, it turns a good game into a great game. But yeah, I mean, he's growing. He's played 2 games in a row now. I
don't know too much about his. I don't know too much about his academy process. Sorry to cut you off, but I definitely see him like he definitely grew up being a winger and not so much a fullback, in my opinion. Like, as an attacker, he's like really great. When it comes to defense, he's no Portland. Yeah. He's no Gaio. Mind you, he's like 17, so obviously there's room to grow. And with a back three like this, He's definitely attacking more than defending, but definitely work to be done on that aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's basically. I thought Ugarte and Bragança were solid in the midfield as well. Yeah, I mean this is just like it's a pretty easy win. In the end, it should have been a win. I think we only needed a draw. So
yeah, exactly.
Nothing crazy. Stupid of Tabata to get a red card though.
And that's why he only missed this game because of that, or does he miss the next one as well?
I think it's just
one
he just
game?
missed the last one. Yeah.
So I know Neto got a 2-game ban, but that could have been just because he got a straight red.
It was a straight red. Yeah.
Makes sense. Just one quick question. Again, I didn't watch this game. Thoughts on João Virginia? That's about 3-4 games now. I think we're gonna get that buyout clause on him by the end of the season. I think it's like 4 or 5 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he hasn't impressed me, but he hasn't not impressed me.
Yeah.
Like I can tell that like he's like a little bit skittier, but like that's just also kind of the thing about goalkeepers that haven't played in a while. Like that's just kind of natural. I don't know. I also haven't seen enough. It's not like they were peppering the goal with great opportunities in this game. He probably saw more action in the last game he played, to be honest. He wasn't really called upon to do anything out of the ordinary. In the Bolnis game, he actually like had to field some shots more, even though obviously it was like he still won 4-0 or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I've seen enough to be convinced, but it's not like he's I've seen enough to be like, damn, he's trash either, you know?
Yeah, fair. I think after the podcast, at least, let's give our boy Andre Paulo some love and maybe play on one. Well, now it's too late because now we're going.
Dude, they're trying to hype him up on social media right now. So
yeah, facts.
You caught that at all?
I did. I have. I actually watched the podcast. I don't know if you had with.
I haven't watched it yet. Does he come across as like pretty nice and personable?
Yeah, for sure, bro. He's a great actor. They prank called I don't know what it was, like Sporting's like sauce you hotline. And basically he's like, bro, like, why don't these guys play me anymore? Like, what can we do marketing wise to like put my face more out? Great. It was a great watch, man. One of the better like prank calls that they've done, to be honest. Pretty funny. That only reason why I'm saying like play my guy now.
So you support the Andre.
I'm with the movement. I'm with the movement. I just haven't had time to Photoshop my.
Yeah, bro. Why the fuck does he play? Dude, when's he gonna play now? He's kind of running out of games to play in, dude. And so is Virginia. Is Virginia gonna play in the Final Four?
Final Four? Maybe against. So we'll transition to that.
Straight into the Final Four lineup.
Maybe. I'm trying to think. Did Max play? He might have played though, but we might have had more faith in him.
Yeah.
Honestly, now that I think of it, I don't think Max did play the final at least. Let's see. I know for
because I feel like Jesus definitely, and also Kaiser also definitely played Max in like the lead up to some of these games, but then like in the final, for example, definitely didn't play him.
Yeah, but I mean, even let's see, Taça Liga Final 2020. Thanks Wikipedia for that.
I don't think Max played.
I don't think so either.
You can click game report in Wikipedia. That like little blue arrow.
Semifinals was against Porto. Let's see. Did he play? Oh. Nope, it was Zidane. So there you go. So the final definitely Zidane played as well.
I don't know if Virginia's playing again. Maybe Santa Clara. I don't know, man.
Maybe because it's not a Porto, so maybe.
Who's better at PKs? Neither.
Yeah. It's tough to say. Well, honestly, I'll say Adan because João Virginia, that PK against Ajax looked horrible.
Yeah, true.
He started, he like lagged and then went. Like that was horrible. So maybe Adan. I also haven't, if I'm not mistaken, Adan's never been in a penalty shootout with us, which is shocking. So, but anyways, yeah. Thoughts on Santa Clara? That's our next game in the Taça Liga. It's sometime in January, if I'm not mistaken.
It's late January. I think it's the 26th.
Yeah. So thoughts on that game, dude?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously not in a good position financially or league position-wise. They're in shambles. It's kind of a shit house if they even made it here. I feel like they're gonna be prioritizing this as opposed to like anything else they play. It's always fun when like a team like this wins the Taça da Liga. I remember Moreirense won it a couple years back with Ratinho Podence playing a key role, and Pelinha as well.
Inacio was their coach.
Yeah, so like I support it, but I have no illusions. I know that Boavista is going to get absolutely rolled by Benfica.
Easy.
In the other game, so we can't allow Benfica to just sim through this Final Four. So we got to get a result. We should get the result. Don't let it go to PKs. They're going to be trying to shithouse the PKs. Like, you only have to go 90 minutes, not 120. A shithouse is very, very possible. So yeah, let's just finish our chances. Pot?
Yeah.
He'll probably be informed by then. He'll be informed by then.
Do you think we're rotating? Or some rotation, maybe? Not at all?
Light rotation, but not really.
And I just looked up. So we actually play Santa Clara on the 8th of January, but that's for the league. And then we play them on the 26th. So a good little test. At least we can kind of get our feet wet on what to expect from Santa Clara. Because I doubt they're going to rotate that much. It's not like they have a lot of depth anyway. So.
Yeah.
Question, would Luis Felipe be able to play? Probably not, eh?
Nah, I probably wouldn't because that's a Liga Portugal competition.
Let me say, he probably guaranteed score against us.
He might be able to in the Taça de Portugal, but definitely not in the Taça de Liga.
Yeah, fair. I agree. All right, I hope not at least because I know for sure he's going to score. All right, dude. Let's go through some things as we hinted on the conspiracy. The Ruben Vinag conspiracy lives on and well.
We don't even get updates anymore. We don't even get updates anymore on his clinical situation, what his treatment is. He must have sprained his ankle really bad.
I'm saying, like, is this still a sprained ankle? Like, what's going on?
Is it like, did he fracture it? Is there ligament damage? This seems like pretty serious. If he's out for like 6 weeks with a sprained ankle. Yeah.
Mind you, he has a lot of
work ahead ligament damage. How have they not told us at this point? They must have known for a while.
Maybe we're trying to, if it is that bad, maybe we're trying to keep it on the hush hush so we can just ship him right back to Wolves. But I don't see how that's like dependent on anything, right?
Do you think we're paying his salary?
We might be paying.
He's like the second highest earner on the team.
Yeah,
we might be paying a part of it.
Maybe we're trying to give him back in January. All I know is even when he does come back, he has a lot of work ahead of him because Matheus Reis is undisputed. Who would have thought in the beginning of the season Matheus Reis would be our out and out, no debate, our starting left back. At least he might even be center back.
He literally never recovered. He was okay to start. We're like, why does he get subbed out every game? He's not that good. He's kind of okay. It's like 2 good, 1 bad, 2 good, 1 bad. Then it became like 2 bad, 1 good. Yeah. And then it became just
that
not
Ajax
much.
Game destroyed him.
Yeah.
Destroyed him.
Yeah, never recovered from that Ajax game.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe just a thought. Of course, it depends on whether he plays more or not. I wonder if Sporting tries to do what the Whitecaps are doing with us with Bruno Gaspar and try to negotiate a price because obviously the 10 million, whether he's injured or not, that 10 million seems way too pricey for a player of that quality.
I know.
So maybe we're trying
20 million full pass valuation.
Right, because it's only 50%. Oh my God. Yeah, that's horrible. That's fucking horrible.
That's like what Poro's market value probably is. It's probably slightly more than that, but like, yeah, they're not remotely in the same ballpark.
Not even close. Yeah, Poro, by the way. Okay, apart from the
also have that on my list.
I know
what is up with these papers saying he's signed? Like,
exactly.
Yo, they've been doing this for like 7 months.
But
now,
the thing is that
gives me hope. It's picked up recently.
Exactly. And like Pelinha was announced like this, like 2 weeks prior to him signing. And I feel like there was one more player that was announced like this. But anyways, Pedinho at least.
So what you think they're teeing us up to be officially buying him in the January transfer window, and they're going to do a big announcement with the jersey. He's officially Sporting player in January.
I think so.
It's possible. It's best case scenario.
Because that's when the transfer window really opens, right? So
yeah,
I'm assuming that's when it's going to take place, and the paperwork is basically all done. Maybe they're negotiating terms.
That's what it seemed like. See, that's what it seemed like this entire time. Like, it just seemed like the transfer was just a formality. They're just waiting till it's done. And it's like, if they end up doing this, right, do June 30th, right? If they do this June 19th, in the end, it doesn't actually matter, right?
Yeah.
It still gets done in time. So it's always been a formality. But the way that they've just been saying that it's happened, it's already happening or whatever. It's like, he's already signed a deal. It's like, how has he signed the deal yet? You haven't even made him official yet. Or if you have, it's like, no, you can't. They literally couldn't have signed him yet because the window isn't. So it's like these reports are really weird. I don't know. And if they don't end up signing him in January, these reports are even weirder.
There's a few reports like if we do sign him, if a team comes in for what is it, like 20, 25 million, like we have to sell him or some shit like that, and City gets like half of it. Or something along those lines.
And that's the other thing. So it's like if they're still haggling over details, it's like he's not done. Maybe wait till June then and hash it out. Like, I don't know. It's like there's no rush because it doesn't need to be a rush. But also like they're trying to make it seem like it's done. And if it's not done, you don't need to convince us. It's like it's fine, but it's weird.
But really the other problem with that too is in terms of waiting is I think because we've waited too long, his market value has gone up. So that makes it less enticing for City to negotiate an even lower price. Yeah. So
for 9.5 million, they know that they could get double that right now.
Exactly. Yeah. And another good thing is at least that might stop City from even just negotiating with Real Madrid directly. Is Real Madrid have actually been linked to somebody recently, and it's almost like a done deal in terms of like what I've read on Fabrizio Romano's page. It was I think Leon's right. No, Dumfries. Where does Dumfries play? Leon? Anyways, Real set to be signing Dumfries, which is great because then that means Porto, isn't being targeted by Madrid, at least not from
January
papers. And exactly, not in January. But yeah, that's another weird renewal. Another renewal was Neto renews through 2023. Reduced salary to 800K from 1.2 million. Thoughts on Neto's renewal?
Good. I mean, it kept him around for another year. Like I have no problem with that. And if he transitions to more of a mentor role as we get more depth and more next season, I think that's fine too. But he could still play when called upon for now, unless he goes psycho mode.
Unless he does another one of those headbutts. Did you end up reading that letter that his boy made out to him or his friend made out to him? Or agent, whoever it was?
What was it?
It was very sweet, like saying when he was first signing to Portugal, he was telling this, I believe it's a friend. I don't think it's like an agent or anything. He was telling this friend of his that he was about to sign to Sporting, and it was just after the fucking shit and all of that bullshit. And basically his friend was like, come on, man, don't go to Sporting. That place is a mess right now, da-da-da-da. And Neto from the start was like, no, I'm going to be a champion of Portugal. I'm going to do it with Sporting. I'm going to be champion with Sporting. Da, 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 da. And he's like, little did he know he was actually, saying the truth. And then also, like, even in the bad times, like Neto was, which is true, actually. Neto was the first one to show his face, the first one to answer to the public about like the bad results and all of that stuff, And
he's been a captain before. He understands like the responsibility. He understands like what is required of you at a big club, what is expected of you. So yeah, when you're not living up to that, knowing that you have to show your face,
Yeah, exactly. So I'm happy Neto's staying. Last in terms of the renewals is Pelinha, renews through 2023. His salary went up from 800K to just $1 million.
2026, Pelinha.
2026.
He was through 2025 prior to this.
So an extra year. I think they've also increased his buyout clause to like 60.
No, it stayed at 60.
Okay.
Yep.
I think this is huge. Maybe just one more extra year might indicate that he's staying at least for one more year. I mean, salary going up is nice. Honestly, the fact that he's still making less than what Neto was making is incredible because he's, I mean, maybe I'm biased, but he's top 5 center defensive mids in the world right now, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good. He gets a slight boost in his wages. At the end of the day, like I've always said, I don't really think that this is going to have any sort of factor on him staying this extra $200K. My concern is always, is this just, a way to funnel additional money to agents? So it's like Pelinha is getting $200K raise. How much is the agent getting out of this? Is it more than $200K? Probably. So I think my man Pelinha should be getting that money, not this fucking middleman freak. But yeah, I'll never be happy for our guys getting more money. I guess in Neto's case, getting less money. But $800K, I think he'll be able to live comfortably off of that. I think he'll be okay.
Of course.
He's got some savings too. He's got like a 15-year career.
And I think his girlfriend is like an actor or an actress, I should say, or something. So they're both well off. I'll let you take this completely away. The next one, clock tension and the communication about the fan behavior, about the flares, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, throwing it on the pitch, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, basically, yeah. So these two things happened like simultaneously. I think the context of one leads to the. Well, this is like ancient history now, but this was like 2 weeks ago. Sporting issued that communication, like strongly condemning fan behavior that was accumulating fines. This is like for stuff that can get fines. They got a fine for chanting like something. What did they get a fine for chanting? Like last week or 2 weeks ago. Something. Okay, yeah, they were chanting something like "Fila de puta" something. Okay, and they got like a $60K fine. So you can get you can get fines for like chanting vulgarities. You can get fines for opening up a smoke bomb. You can get fines for opening up flares. You can get fines for having like banners or whatever in like non-cartón de adepto sections. Like there's a long list of shit that you can't do. And like each thing is like various amounts. So like Sporting was basically, they issued a communication like saying that all of the shit, like all the 10K here, 20K there, 16K here, 5K here, all of that this season had added up to like 130K or something like that. And I mean, basically like the response to that is like, Sporting, like as far as like the fines, the payments that Sporting has to deal with this year, like the 136K for fan behavior is like an absolute drop in the bucket. And to issue an entire communication just basically as an excuse to go after your fans, we know that that's like their thing. They like to do that, especially the clocks, who are the people that are who's lighting the flares. It's obviously the clocks, so it's a way for us to just condemn the clocks. So. It was pretty. I didn't appreciate that. I thought it was an unnecessary shot, an unprovoked shot. It's kind of the contract, right? You want a cool atmosphere, you want chanting and atmosphere and vibes, whatever. You have to pay $100K every 20 games. That's like kind of the handshake deal that we have going here. As long as these things remain outlawed, and you could, like in Germany, fight for safe pyros places. Like in MLS, and you could organize how to with the fire department to have safe pyro, but you're not doing that, right? You're just siding with the league blindly and backing their bullshit initiatives. So until you do that, then you can pay $100K fine and honestly shut up about it. Mm-hmm. But there's tension within the clock, so I never even really knew the full extent to this. I actually had a long chat with, not a long chat. He sent me a 25-minute voice memo explaining it in pretty good detail. Irish Sam, after he got off of work one night. So he's a Dura Ultra I don't know if he's still in it anymore or if he's definitely tangentially associated with it, been associated with it in the past at least. So he's kind of knows more about the internals. But like basically, it's been building over the past couple years. But like Juve Leo and Direttiva Ultras are like they've basically butted heads since like 2002 when it was started, because basically the starting of it was like, was fraying within Juve Leo, which led to the creation in the first place. So obviously like there's like a history of friction built in because the whole thing was founded off of, disagreement that led to it starting. So there's always going to be some tension depending on how into it you want to get. I mean, basically, it's just been like tension building, like relationships with like other outside groups. It basically culminated in like, I think a couple of Juve Leo members like roughed up some Direttiva Ultra members like after the game at their like sed or whatever. And so like Direttiva Ultra members who have their season tickets in the Curva Sul like are trying to get their tickets moved to the Tapu North. They just want to say like Juve Leo's over here. Like we don't even want to be like near the same section as them. Like we want to move all our tickets and be over there. Like not only like just for like convenience, but like personal safety. Like we no longer like feel safe being like in the section next to them. Mm-hmm. So obviously, has this administration been helpful? Have they been proactive in like helping them move their tickets over to Tapu North? Obviously not, right? And it's like, if by not doing that, like what's more likely to happen? Like it probably an incident of violence, right? So if you're so concerned about incidents of violence, you would help them move their tickets, right? And that way they're separated. And if anything, it's less likely for there to be an incident. But if you help them, then you're showing a fig leaf to the clock saying you're doing that. So we can't do that, So just the classic bullshit. So if you didn't know anything about that, that is like my fucking 1 minute just scratching the surface version of it. Definitely more to explore there if that's something you're interested in. But yeah, it is like a bubbling below the surface. Like I know like we talk about like the clocks and whatever, but like the clocks have tension, the clocks have their own issues, the clocks have their own internal politics as well. Nothing is perfect. So yeah.
It's interesting. I had no idea about that. Nice. Next sort of topic is the shit show that was the Champions League. Initially had us against Juve. They didn't put Manchester City or Manchester United in Atletico's pot, and they had to do a redraw. So now Juve are actually with Villarreal, which was fortunate for them because I thought they were about to get slapped by us. And we got Manchester City. Benfica went from Real Madrid to Ajax, which I'm kind of happy because I think Ajax is going to do work on them. I don't know about you, but
they think that that's a better draw. They're like hype. They all think that that's a better draw. You should have seen my grandpa was talking. I was like, bro, you don't know this Ajax, dude. You're in for something. You're in for a surprise, my man.
This Ajax team is something else. Fucking Anthony is going to be in either Real, Barca, and have like one of those, or even maybe even City, Liverpool, and have a resurgence on one of those Spanish teams. I think this Ajax team is slept on. I think this Ajax team is going to be another one that was a few years ago that went to the semis. But anyways, thoughts on City because that's a really shitty draw.
I missed this entire episode. I slept through it and I woke up and just like catching up on it. I didn't even get what had happened for like 20 minutes because it was so confusing. I was like, why did they do it again? They did 2 draws. Like why? And I couldn't even figure out why they did it. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I would have honestly preferred Juve, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Unbiased aside, because I would have obviously also wanted to keep Juve. You think they were right by redoing the draw, or should it just it's water under the bridge?
See, are you taking the Real Madrid position of all the things that happened before the fuck up should have stayed? Would we have stayed?
No.
Were we before the fuck up? No, we were after the fuck up.
I think it was like 2 or 3 teams. Like it was like 2 or 3 draws that was before the fuck up.
Because
I think it was like the 4th or 3rd draw
Because I didn't support that either because it's like if we're just gonna do some of it over, we might as well do the whole thing over. So.
I'm with you there, but I think I actually don't think they're wrong in wanting that because, I mean, obviously Real Madrid wanted that because they got Benfica, right? It was a more favorable draw. Now they're stuck with PSG, so they really got fucked over there. But honestly, I'm even of the opinion that fuck it, bro. You fucked up, big whoop. Like, it is what it is, and let's keep going through it. To me, it smells even fishier because Atleti ends up getting United, or United end up getting Atleti.
Yeah.
So, like, what are the odds?
Do we think someone had money on that, and they're like, "Oh, I lost the bet, but I didn't even have a chance of winning it."
Exactly.
I don't know, man. It's UEFA, so you can never rule out any fucking sketchiness.
Exactly.
But.
And they're blaming it on like.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that I thought of is like, has this happened before? Just no one's caught it.
That's a good question. I don't think.
Or would someone have always caught it? Because I go back and forth. I don't know. And also, it's like I always joke about this. I always say like anything that happened like before like 1990 like didn't happen. I always say like you have like a sports record that you set in like the 70s. Like okay, like that doesn't count. Like I don't know what the league was like back then or whoever was playing against you or whatever. But that shit just does not count compared to now.
But then that fucks up us, bro.
They were drawing what the draws are like in like 01 and shit when they didn't have HD cameras, etc. Definitely could have been more fuckery. In the modern era, though, it seems hard to fuck it up, though.
But here's the thing. They blame that on a computer issue. But who doesn't – I don't know how they don't think like, United finished first, Atleti finished second. They're not in the same country. We need to put our United in this pot. Even like thinking-wise. So I don't know how they fucked that up. Or how does the computer even fuck that up?
Yeah, how does the computer fuck it up?
Like,
yeah. It's like programmed to just be 100%, right?
Exactly.
To give you all the scenarios and tell you exactly what balls you need to put in. Like
something, I'm not convinced of their reasoning. Something went down and somebody got egg in their face, and that's why they decided to redo it. But I think they should have just left it as it is. COVID outbreak. Now Paulinho came back, and who else had it? Quats had it, but now Gaio and Tiago Tomás have it. Along with our
I don't know. I think they're both probably. I haven't heard, but it seems like they're not good for tomorrow. Or are they back?
No. I think Gaio might be back sooner than Tiago Tomás, definitely.
Well, the next game is the 29th, so they should be back both by the 29th.
Good point. But quick question on a monocron. I don't know if you're or whatever. I call it a Marion. I haven't even.
A monocron.
Marion. I call it a Marion. I'm not even gonna lie. You think it's gonna shut down any? I don't know how the situation in Portugal is. I don't know if you're keeping it up.
I've been keeping up with it.
Thoughts? We're gonna have fans still in the stadium, or
I don't know. I mean, I think that's more likely to go before the whole thing's stopping. But yeah, I definitely think fans are definitely on the chopping block. You've seen it in other countries already. So the president is there. Yeah, I would not be shocked. For now, it's test mandatory no matter what the percentage, which didn't really affect the Sporting games because it's been test mandatory for a couple weeks now since like the last batch of restrictions. It was over 1,000. So like the pavilion said at 1,000, so you didn't need one. I guess you're going to need one now no matter what. And I mean, Sporting had over 1,000 every game, obviously. So it was test mandatory. So, I mean, that doesn't change, but I think they should keep that. I mean, it sucks, whatever. But like, I don't think you need to have no fans. Show me one study that has shown mass spreading at sporting events. It's outside, like, just mask in the indoor areas, bathrooms, the concourse areas, of course. You can even argue for your seat. Let's just be 100%, keep it at your seat. But I think that we can space seats out. I don't think we need to have people all on top of each other, right? We can do like all these games aren't selling out right now anyway, so we can just kind of do what we need to do. Like, it doesn't need to change anything. 35K, comfortably fit, spaced out. Like, I think we could keep having the fans, but
I think so too.
I don't work in the government, and they like to just kind of do block shutdowns of just everything. So I think they're more likely to just kind of get caught in the crossfires of that, you know?
Yeah. I actually agree. I actually went to the Bills game and it was like pretty nice. Not say, like masks are mandatory, but they're not really mandatory at the same time.
Especially not in Buffalo.
Yeah, exactly.
Some depends on the stadium and all. Yeah, I'm going to the game this weekend, and I feel like I'm going to be seeing a lot more masks just because of like people know that there's like a COVID wave amongst us, and it's a packed stadium, 70,000 people. Like people are just going to mask up organically, even if there isn't a restriction in place.
Fair, agreed. I'll quickly mention it. Adhan Mateusz Kwacha Muring with league awards this month.
Player we almost swept it. The only thing we didn't win was forward of the month. Luis Diaz won that.
Deservingly, to be fair. And then something I know you'll love to see, Ventura arrested. Sporting claims no connection despite a search, a bushkash. So yeah, take it away. Chris, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this guy has always been like a big player in like the sketchy agent game. What's funny to me is Bruno Macedo is also one of these guys where it's just like any day now I'm gonna get a notification that Bruno Macedo was arrested for the shit that he's done. Like George Jesus literally had a private dinner with him last week or this week to discuss his future. It's like people are still just meeting with this guy. Like you can just be until you're literally in the jail cell. It doesn't matter. Like people will just still keep doing business with you, knowing everything about you. So yeah, this guy, like I don't know if you guys remember the famous Rio players that were offered briefcases of money. The one offering those briefcases was Cesar Boaventura. He's a long-term, sketchy agent, as I said, with like obviously ties to wanting to benefit Benfica, but that's just his personal preference. Like he'll make money off of anyone. They say that the reason for the searches was youth team contracts, but I think that the basically the thing that the thing about him is like anyone else. Like they have like people that do their work for them, like associates, right? So like just because a contract doesn't say Boaventura on it doesn't mean that his hands aren't all over it. Like obviously it's like anything else. Like your company has like a boss and then people work for the boss, and like your boss doesn't do everything. Every deal that you negotiated, your boss doesn't sign off on it. But like you're still working for him at the end of the day, right? So that's what all these guys do with these like shell companies, etc. They kind of make it so that it obscures their connection to it. But through enough digging, things get uncovered eventually, which seems to have happened here. That's why he's in a jail cell. But the one call out I will say, which is I just thought it was a hilarious touch, like presented with no irony whatsoever. They say that the reason, like, Boaventura had no contracts here with Sporting. He's been banned since Bruno Carvalho banned him. So that's why there's no way that we could have done any deals with him. He got banned by Bruno Carvalho. And since he's been banned, like, obviously the ban hasn't been broken or breached. It just, the thing that immediately comes to your mind is another agent that was banned by Bruno Carvalho has seemingly not been banned at all by this administration. He's been welcomed with open arms. So saying that because Bruno Carvalho banned someone is your reason for that, there's no possible way you could have done deals with them, is not the greatest reason. It doesn't seem like that solid of an argument upon further scrutiny. So we'll wait and see about that. I hope there's not more Bushkas, and I hope that they haven't done deals with Boaventura. I saw chirpings about like some of these guys that rescinded in like the Gelson Martinez, William Carvalho, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
It does seem like there is a seat change, a change in the air, a change in the winds in Portugal, and it feels like Pinto Costa he's next, man. Like that guy is done for. He is not, like, it's been a great run, man. Think about all the corruption that he's done in the last like 30 years. but I think he's done, dude. We saw Vieira go, seemed impossible, but it's clear that Pinto Costa has got the target on his back, and he is 2022 calendar year. I think he's done.
Yeah, I actually agree with you there. I think they made an example out of Luis Felipe Vieira, but they're gonna really make an example out of Pinto Costa, bro. Yeah. Next topic: record shirt sales. Nike seemingly, topping off anything Macron did. Even though I feel like every time I go on La Javerde, everything's sold out. Good to know that there's
jerseys,
a reason behind it.
That's the jerseys, though.
Yeah, exactly.
The jerseys are typically in stock, so they're just churning through the jerseys. Good for them.
Good for them, indeed. There was a hashtag of Fika Pablo. I don't know how this came about. I don't know what came out of it. I just know that I went on Twitter and all I seen was Pablo Sarabia. I don't know if you have any insight on that. We were talking.
I have no idea. I think it's just an organic movement.
Just to try to keep him as soon as possible, right? I feel you. I respect that, Portuguese. We were talking just a bit prior to the podcast. Like probably $5 million in wages. How much do you think we're paying, bro? Like the full 5, maybe, or maybe it's just being supplemented from. I honestly, what I think is happening, that $7 million loan fee from Nuno Mendes, we're probably only getting like $2 million.
Yeah, that could be it.
The rest is just going
because the loan fee seemed very inflated.
Yeah, exactly. Albeit, I think and I was talking to a Benfica buddy this weekend. And he was even saying that he thinks the transfer fee for Nuno Mendes was low. Nuno Mendes, if he was at Benfica, bro, he would probably get like 80. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe we also don't have shady Boaventura's on the background, negotiating the deals like they do with Felix and all of that shit.
Yeah, so. But the thing is they get the 80, but then in the end, what goes into the club is the same because these guys just steal half of it in the end anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
The Felix 126, dude. How much of that was just like stolen, do you think?
Yeah.
By the middlemen.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Or maybe it was some sort of money laundering in the middle of it to buy some of these players like Lazaro. Bro, I was seeing the other day, Benfica bought Lazaro for like almost $20 million.
Yeah, dude, the Lazaro deal is so sketchy. So is the João. Like, I want an update. I mean,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, dude, everything that went on with that transaction was fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah. Anyways, hopefully Pablo can stay, but it's gonna be tough. I even see
he's got demand, bro. I think PSG could probably just sell him, bro.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You were mentioning, was he rumored to Real Madrid, or you think like?
Yeah, no, I saw that today. Yeah. I don't know if it was from like a source or if it was just like fans with sources, but I saw it.
Spanish international, so it makes sense too. I even see like I can even see him going back to like Sevilla or something. I can see him going Premier League. I can see him going Italy, and Italy have some funds that they can waste, so it's gonna be tough, but we'll see what happens from there. Quick other touching points, and then we'll get right into Modalidades. Monteiro making himself available to a Sport TV Instagram post, and then he also said yesterday that he had a very interesting phone call.
Yeah.
It'd be funny to see Monteiro back. I'm not gonna lie, for a fourth time or third. No, fourth. Yeah. Fourth. That'd be insane. Yeah. That would be insane.
He would only be a reserve. We know he wouldn't play that much. Doug Tomas doesn't even play. So yeah.
Yeah.
He would be. It would be hilarious if they did it, but for some reason I feel like they're not.
They did him so dirty though. We sold him on a free to Vancouver. So. Speaking of strikers, you have listed here Sporad and Pedro Mendes breaking their drought. 3 months is that? Yeah, 3 months.
Pedro Mendes.
Pedro Mendes 3 months.
He had a 3-month goalless. He had a 3-month goalless drought. Sporad was not 3 months. Sporad was like 1 month.
Like 1 month, right? With Mendes, at least, like, bro, I feel like he hasn't even played at all. So
he's played less than he did at the first. Yeah, he played more at the beginning.
So shout out to them.
4 goals in the season.
Sporad, really getting amongst the fans.
Dude,
that's not bad for Pedro Mendes.
He's a regular. Sporad plays like every minute of every game, and he doesn't always score, but like
he's getting in amongst the fans.
Yeah. And they're 3 points off the playoffs, so like they're in the mixer.
Yeah. And there's starting to form a little connection between Middlesbrough and Sporting, bro. First, we have that connection with Balassi. We're getting that connection with Sporar. Fabio Rochenbach, back in the day, played for Middlesbrough. I might start being my new English team. Who knows? 15 games, 5 goals conceded from Adan in the league, which is an insane stat. I feel like we had a stat similar to that last season as well.
He just broke like his own record.
Yeah, the only thing that he won't have against Rui Patricio will be like the matches played. But honestly, in terms of goalkeeping, he might be close enough in the competition to be like one of the greats in Sporting history. And we've had some good keepers throughout the years, dude. That's insane. I mentioned Nuno Santos with a child, Tasa with Santa Clara. We also have Casa de Pia. Let me bring up this. The bancada was horrid. Looks worse than my high school bancada.
Yeah, if you're going to the Casa Pia game tomorrow, please don't sit behind the goal. Sit in the permanent stands. It's Portugal. Some fucking Thiuzet went out and built that shit, and he didn't do his best work, I feel like.
Facts. Lancano or Lanciano, whatever his name is, Brazilian center back from Torino on loan at Southampton for what feels like the 6th.
Yo, I did not know he was on loan at Southampton, by the way. Is he getting any burn there?
I think he has 2 games max. Let's have a quick look. And I was open to him to come, but honestly,
so we get him on loan then?
Linked,
so we're getting him on a 6-month loan. I would take him probably.
Just for depth? He has 8 appearances on the season.
Okay. They're like they're flirting with the drop, right?
10 appearances in total, 2 EFL Cup appearances, 164. So he's probably played a majority of those games. 8 league appearances in the league, 8 league appearances, 346 minutes. What's that? We bust up the calculator. 46 divided by 90. An average of 3 minutes a game. God damn, bro. He's been like a sub for the most part. No, sorry. 346 divided. Yeah, no, I'm right. That's correct. Oh, he's played about 3 full games is what I should say.
Yeah. He's probably played a couple games.
Anyways.
But yeah.
Horrible. I mean, I'll take him too, but horrible that we're linked to him so much that I don't even want him. And lastly, so 2 last things. Sporting and Bissau, they're the only ones to vote to replay the game. Interesting, between Bissau and Benfica, of course.
See, and now, after further review, I now think that this is politics because I think, as was explained to me by some random, I think, Benfica fan in the comments section of our tweet, this could set a precedent that clubs could challenge the result of other games for arbitrary reasons. And obviously, I think that having 7 players, including random youth players and a backup goalie playing in the field, is not an arbitrary reason. But in the eyes of a court, it could potentially be seen as that. So then, let's just say this result gets scrubbed or whatever, and then Sporting goes on to win the title. But if you could challenge the result of the league based on this one game, and they just didn't want to. So basically, I think Benfica lawyers bullied all the clubs beforehand. That's why they all voted against it. But I think that our president knew that everyone would get mad at him if he voted for this, and it would be seen as pathetic and weak, which it would be. Pinto da Costa does not give a fuck how he's portrayed because he's the God Emperor, and he can do whatever he wants and has been unchallenged for all this time. Our president does not have God Emperor status, so he made a political vote today against it, even though he knew it was going to pass with flying colors. And I commend him for his political vote. Good politics. You did it. Sometimes your politics is horrible. Your calculations are horrible, but this was a good calculation.
Which brings me to the last topic, and then we'll go into modalidades. Nuno Souza declares candidacy today. His hashtag was, I honestly find it something ridiculous, pelo meu Sporting. And then in green, in yellow, o meu. Which, I don't
see.
know how to feel about that.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, I've liked Nuno the past couple months. I thought he's added good commentary. We'll see if he ends up having a real chance. I also saw Ricardo Oliveira was about to declare.
A name out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who that is.
I'm less interested in him. He seems more of a conventional candidate. I mean, who knows? Who knows how many candidates are going to jump in and how close it's going to end up actually being. But yeah, it's definitely interesting for sure. For those following, it seemed like he probably might, or he would. So now it's official.
Nice. Again, I don't know how I feel with Umil, saying something's mine. But
it's you know what it seems? It seems like very old person-y, right? Belo Mil Sporting. I want my Mil Sporting back, back in the old days. Yeah. So maybe it's good because those are the people that are the swing votes.
Yeah. Maybe he's learned a thing or two from Trump. You're not wrong, maybe. But yeah, interesting declaration there. Gonna be good to see. Also, another thing, and I'll pass it right back to you, Luis Figo, posting a little picture with.
What was he doing? What was he in town for? Exactly. Who was he meeting with? What's going on?
Smells like election season. We're 3 months away. It's in end of March.
We getting a Figo endorsement? Do you think?
Maybe.
Or a public endorsement? Do you think?
Maybe.
For Fernandes from Figo?
Maybe Figo gets some sort of job like Beto had last season.
Oh, maybe they're looking to bring him on, and they're gonna flex him as part of their new program. It includes Figo as director of something. Oh, interesting, potentially.
Maybe, yeah. Because he had he had some sort of sporting role at Inter when he retired, so could be that.
Okay, interesting.
Something
to track, bro. We're on top of it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're 4. Nah, we're basically 4 months out. I think it's gonna be in April, the election.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking March, but yeah, okay. Regardless, we're in that season that things are gonna start getting hot and heavy soon. Yeah. I'll say it now. I don't see Fernandes losing this one, but we'll of course see. Maybe there'll be some good arguments going forward. All right, dude, take it away with Modalidade. I left the futsal one up there, and maybe some other ones around here. I don't think so though, but yeah, take it away, dude.
All right, so let's start with hockey. We lost 4-3 to Benfica, which was a bad result. Benfica's in 6th. We beat Termas OC 9-0 for the Taça of Portugal, and we're into the round of 32. And then over the past couple of days, we've been playing the Taça Intercontinental. I think that's how I'm saying it right. Intercontinental Cup. We lost the first leg to Porto 6-3, won the second leg 6-5, so it wasn't enough. Lost 11-9 overall, and now Porto's calling themselves world champions. Good for them on their world championship. I will say that the table is interesting looking because Sporting's currently in 4th in the league for hockey. But we have 1 game less. So everyone has 13 games and we have 12. Points 34, Porto. Barcelos 30, Oliveirense 29, Sporting 28. So a win will put us in a 2nd, but for now we're on 4th. Handball, we lost to Porto 31-30, and we beat AM Madeira 41-18, which is battering. And so we sit 1 point ahead of Porto with a game more. So the Porto win will put them ahead of us. In handball, ladies footy, we beat Vila Verdense 9-1 in the second leg of the Taça da Liga. So 12-1 aggregate win into the quarterfinals. And we beat Albergaria 8-0 for the league. B team got a result a week and a half ago, 4-2 win against Real SC. Shocking result. They don't ever win. Usually draws or losses. And then they drew 0-0 this past weekend against Caldas. They're 8 points off the promotion spot, the top 4 going to promotion, then 5 through 16 going to the relegation. It seems like they're not going to get in that top 4, but they're only 6 or 7 points off, so it's within touching distance, but I don't think it's going to happen. Futsal, 2-1 win against Quinta dos Lombos, and we are 8 points up against Benfica with 1 game more. So we're actually chilling in the futsal table. But as we all know, the futsal table, it comes down to the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. Basketball, 83-77 loss in our second FIBA Euro Cup round 2 group game. So we're 1-1 now, and then our next 2 games are going to be against Benfica. So that's going to be fun. Benfica in Europe. I'm sure the atmosphere. Omicron might have something to say about the lit atmosphere at those games, but I hope not. Then we beat CSM Ordea 94-63 for the league, and Ovarense 95. Oh, no. CSM Ordea was the team that we lost to in FIBA Europe Cup. And then for the league, we have 2 straight wins, 94-63 against Ovarense and 95-83 against CAB Madeira, who's actually in first place. The asterisk on their first place is they have 3 games more, and they're 1 point up on Sporting and Benfica. So Sporting and Benfica have 10 games and 19 points. CAB Madeira has 13 games and 20 points. So we're basically tied with Benfica for like first or second. And then the U23s this past weekend lost 3-0 to Benfica. And U23 is not going anywhere either. They're going to be in Taça Revelação for sure. They're not going to be in the. They're not going to be in the championship battle. And those are the modalities for the past 12 days.
Sweet. Yeah, just covering the Casa Pia game. Home return to home.
It's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, yeah, for Ruben Amorim and for André Paulo, who Amorim actually, I guess, I don't know if he used him as a keeper, if he was just out there, but he was at Casa Pia at the time, or Casa Pia at the time that Ruben Amorim was there. How are they doing this season anyways? They're like up there.
They're doing really good.
Right? Yeah.
They're doing really good. They're on a run. I think they're top 3. They barely stayed in the division. Only stayed in due to who the fuck went down instead of them?
Not sure.
Did I freeze?
You did. You're back though. I hear you at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see you, but
I can hear you too. All right, I think it's gonna load soon. I have the spinning rainbow wheel, but I could still hear you the whole time.
Yeah, I still hear you.
I was gonna.
Oh, there you go.
Say, yeah, Casa Pia wasn't even really supposed to be in this division. They got relegated, but for being barely in this division, they've had a great season. So, yeah, I'm actually kind of nervous a little bit.
I have actually here the second division. They're actually in 4th. They just lost this weekend a crucial game to Rio Ave, who just passes them, and now is up to 3rd Rio Ave in the promotion playoff. So not as good from Rio Ave at least, but really great. As you were mentioning with Casa Pia, let me see if they have any familiar faces on this squad. Don't think so though. Rodrigo Galo, I feel like I've heard somewhere. Cuca Fernandes, I feel like I've heard somewhere. Not a lot of familiar faces.
They had Jefferson.
But anyways, what do you expect of this? Casa Pia?
I don't know if he's still there. He was there. He might be a free agent
now. Transfer market. Let's pull it up.
Actually, he might have gone back to Brazil. I think he might have gone back to Brazil, actually.
Let's search him up. Jefferson. What's my guy saying right now? Oh, the only problem with
this is a bunch of Jeffersons.
Yeah. Okay,
dude, Jefferson Casa Pia.
It's 1F, I believe.
I think it's 2.
Oh, definitely not. Is it 2? Okay, let's try 2. Jefferson. There he is. Oh, without club. My God.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he went back to Brazil. Let me mute this.
He was at Casa Pia, though, right?
Yeah, he was. How do I get out of here?
Mark Carty is the one who must decide.
But anyways, yeah, he was at Casa Pia from October 2020 to June 2021. Oh, wow. Not bad. But anyways, let's have a look. Damn, could have been a homecoming for him. Casa Pia, yeah, not a lot of familiar like some familiar names. Platini from Chaves. Oh, that's a Rivals. Okay, I've heard of Platini. He was okay back in the day. Not much else though that I can see. This is from the Rivals though. Let's see squad. But anyways, yeah, in fourth. So, how do you expect our team to look, dude?
I think it's gonna be rotated a little bit just because of the fucking all the people that are hurt / COVID, dude. Couple COVIDs, couple injuries, couple suspensions. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be shuffled a little bit. Interesting to see if Virginia plays actually.
Yeah, it would be. I don't see why he doesn't though. Let's be real.
I think he probably will. Yeah.
I mean, we need some sort of rotation. We can't just constantly play Ivan. I mean, we can. To be fair, we can. I don't know if Virginia has those. Because I feel like this season we really loved the certain amount of games you have to buy him for. That clause seems very popular this year, but I don't think Virginia has that. So
no, I don't think he has that either. And yeah, he's definitely not enough. He's only played like 3 or 4.
Yeah, exactly. But who knows? They probably put like a 10-game fucking thing, and then that's it. But yeah, what are you saying this game? I mean, I think it's an easy win. I think we'll win.
I think we should win. I think it'll be 2-1.
2-1,
like the Penafiel game, a little spicy. And the
Zingle, I think we'll get a start on the left, and we'll play with Matheus Reis in the middle with Inácio and yeah, you know what? Now that I think of it, I think Coates will play this game too. Ugarte Bragança in the middle again.
Yeah.
Paulinho, Sarabia, and Nusantos up top, maybe something like that. Tabata can't play, so maybe unless Tabata plays on the right, who knows? But yeah, I think a Sporting win easily. 2-0. You say 2-1, and then after that, this weekend we have a game as well, right? Against
Portimonense, I think.
Portimonense. So that'll be a tougher game. Portimonense just beat who did they beat? Up in 6th, they tied to Famalicão. That's what it was. That was today for the Taça Portugal.
That was today, yeah.
Tied against the Roca though.
Did they end up winning in the end?
I think so. I think I've seen them go through in Taça Portugal. Let me see again. Yeah, Famalicão. Yeah, on penalties, they won 4-2.
Damn.
Yeah. All right, dude. I don't know if there's anything else left to say. If not, we're gonna wrap it up.
I think we got it all. This is a pretty action-packed episode.
Facts. I have to round up everything for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, follow us over here. Follow Chris here. Follow Sam there. Follow me there. Follow us, of course, at Sporting160EN or _EN, I should say, on Twitter. It's been fun. We'll see you guys probably next week or the week after. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. If not, Happy New Year's. I'm sure we'll see.
Stay safe out there.
Facts.
It's not easy these days out here, so stay safe, everybody.
Facts. The Amarion variant is taking over.
He's trying to boogie up on you.
Peace out, guys. Have a good one. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.